Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to another edition of APAC Dialogue. We have as our guest today Pramod Sharda, CEO of IceWork, who will be talking about the solutions and their business prospects and the future roadmap and overall on the technology trends. So before I ask him to introduce himself very briefly. APAC Dialogue is run by APAC News Network. We are a media organization headquartered out of Noida with a pan-India presence and outside India presence across Asia in both Southeast Asia as well as in the Middle East. So without any further ado, I will now request Pramod to one introduce himself and then maybe take us through an update on the portfolio of solutions and services from the ICE4 portfolio, and we will take up the discussion further from there. Over to you, Pramod.
Uh, Thank you so much for having me to attend this show today. It's a great pleasure to be part of this. And iSwap, yes, it's a company which has been formed in almost 20 years back, 22 years now. I think in the industry. Global company based in Prague, Czech Republic. That's the global headquarters, right, of the company. And we are today primarily working in 50 countries worldwide and have around 50 million subscribers on our platform worldwide, across all the globe right now. And what is iSwap? iSwap is a complete platform for email and collaboration. And anybody who is evaluating Microsoft 365 or a Google Workspace is a customer for iSwap, because we are today being positioned in the market as the only alternative to Google Workspace and Microsoft 365 worldwide. So today we are having our local data centers in the countries we operate. So, like example, in India, we have around 5 of them right now. So being the country, we commit the data sovereignty to be there in the market. So we do that. We are present with our team members to give all the kind of support, ourselves in terms of as an OEM to give personalized support to our customers. So that's where we are, and we also are providing services to all kind of verticals, all kind of sizes. Customer may be having 50 employees to 50,000 or around 1 lakh mailboxes or employees. It's no problem at all for us right now. So ISOP is well capable enough to service SMB, enterprise, corporate, large corporates, and governments also. So we have global case studies within India, Middle East, US, Europe. So it's a largely spread company worldwide, where we are able to service customers globally, and also same time giving them services even the country itself. The way it is right now. So that's the way it is, and I think the portfolio of our services complete is offering where we provide email, collaboration, communication, video conferencing, email security, data security. We talk about video conferencing in a manner where we can secure your VC even for your own private network. It is not open on the public network also, example, like as an enterprise customer example. So it's a one platform for customers to come on board and use our services. We have the very highly intuitive web client. If you use a web client and you log in, you would find a replica of Outlook over there. So it's very user friendly for customers to adapt to the front end what we have, and it's a one front end, one interface, which is having everything in one go. So you have email also. You have you can see who's online. You can communicate with the person. You can invite people to come online. You can have people joining from the company outside. They can come also and join with you. You can have meetings. You can collaborate on a document. You can work together. You can demonstrate. You can open a private channel, and the channel can have members from your company and from outside the company also, and they all can have a common place to meet, to sync, to work. You can share your calendars with people so they know if you're busy or you're available right now. There are many things what we have in terms of I would say data security right now. So, example, if your emails are today getting exchanged on gateway levels, to be ensure that the threat protection is there right now. So your emails are getting scanned for phishing attacks, for malicious malwares over there. So it's a complete end-to-end portfolio of giving customers the platform. And also we have gone ahead in terms of device level security. So you can also control your devices, like your mobile devices, your iPad device, when it comes to data security also. So you can ensure your email data is secure, much secure on the email. You can't do print screen, you can't download attachments and use it to send from public software like WhatsApp or something else. So it's a complete highly built platform, which takes care of your email collaboration, communication, and security as well in one piece itself, in one go. That's a short background, I would say.
Okay, thank you. So, here couple of areas I'd like to focus. Let's first take on the large enterprises, and many of these large enterprises would have multiple presence in different geographies.
Right.
And once you are present in different geographies, there are different compliances and regulatory compliances basically you have to conform to. So
Right.
basically, it might be the same organization, but certain office in one particular geography will need to conform to certain regulations and vice versa. So
Right.
the security part I'll understand, but in those cases, do your solutions have that inbuilt compliance to different regulations, or how do you take care of that? That is one part.
Hmm.
The second part is you mentioned about the hardware also. So now, in a typically enterprise nowadays, and especially the last couple of years, uh, people are working from a lot of heterogeneous devices. People are working from home. People are working whatever devices they are connecting into the systems. So when you
Hmm.
are talking about the security part, how do you ensure so many heterogeneous devices coming into the network and things?
Okay, great. I think there are two parts, two questions you are asking at the same time. I would just try to address one by one, both of them. Uh, when it comes about the global scenario where companies, so we have company example, company X. Let's say company X having the headquarters example. Let's take India example, or the company can have a headquarter maybe example in UK, in London example, right? And they have a geographical branches spread across worldwide. So in this scenario, whenever a company has a global headquarters, so they primarily would want their data to be hosted, data to be residing in the country where the headquarter is always. That's the prime goal of a company who has headquarters, because they would want the data access to be available to them in the country where they belong to right now. So that's one way of looking at it, when it comes to, so we are able to service customers because we have global data centers. So being in global having this global centers worldwide, you can choose where you want to be, example. So you want to be in India, you want to be in Middle East, let's say you want to be in Dubai, Bahrain, Saudi, Oman, or you want to be in, let's take Germany, or you want to be in Switzerland, or wherever you want, or US. So you decide where you want to be. And once you decide, you host your data over there, and then data is being, the whole data is supposed to be residing that place. Now, as a company, the company is based in Europe, in Prague, Czech Republic. I mentioned last. I mean, we are neighbors to Germany, and Germany brought out the GDPR law almost a couple of years back, and they became a very big country to propagate the GDPR law to be enforced among the European Union, so it's not mandatory for entire EU basis or for the entire European Union, but for Germany, it is for every company in Germany who are there in Germany, who wants to do business in Germany, should follow GDPR law right now. And if you see, this GDPR is slowly coming, getting adopted, also practically, not the word GDPR, but in some fashion, it is getting adopted also by other countries worldwide. Slowly, which is there right now. And India, I think the data privacy bill, which was already announced in the parliament, which is there, all things are going on. So it's almost similar to the GDPR law, which is the right now, which is there. So I think being a company in Europe, we adopted GDPR law practices, best practices almost a couple of years back itself. So we are compliant. First of all, we are GDPR compliant. We also adhere to GDPR law, and we are able to service any inquiries or any data law to be serviced by the government, by the company, anywhere they want, to ensure that the GDPR law is followed right now. So that is so by nature itself, all our data centers are GDPR compliant by default. Whether the country wants or not want, we follow the GDPR law by default right now. Then comes the second part about the devices. So COVID, of course, yes. After in COVID and post COVID, the perimeter of security was no more the network, the data network of the customer right now. And every customer today, when they had a network, LAN network, they always had a perimeter level security, always at the network level right now. And they had only one typical thing was their VPN. The VPN was always there as the by defecto method to just secure. So the only security was VPN and nothing else. You use a VPN client, you log in and you work right now. But the world has changed. In the last 3 years, the world went under a drastic change. The security topology has gone for a big change completely, and you now have a zero trust taking over completely as a single platform for customers to adopt. So all things today are getting changed. So example, we saw a big change where simul authentication became the primary use case for all enterprise customers. Today, every enterprise customer have some simul authentication services. Example, it could be Azure as Microsoft Azure is one, or it could be Google Cloud, could be Amazon, or anything else which is having a simul authentication protocol right now. So we support that. We support simul completely. So you as a customer, if a customer as an enterprise customer has Azure, they can easily deploy our services using our simul authentication. So the access to ISOP services, though it's on cloud, it's on public cloud, what we give, is behind a SAML for that customer. So that's the security access we give the customer right now. So that's one way. ISOP itself has a two-factor authentication inbuilt by default. Third is that we have integrated ourselves a lot with the zero trust platform. So today, example, the BFSI, all the BFSI customers, they would like to go ahead, one step ahead now. They would also get a chance to integrate ISOP services with their zero trust platform also. So it becomes a highly secure access to their fleet on street. They may be having a large workforce on the street, or the large workforce in the branches which they work right now, where today typically our laptops are there or the VDI is there. So VDI has become a by de facto method which has been adopted right now. So all these things today are possible with ISOP to allow customers to use any device, whether it's a tab, whether it's a mobile, whether it's a VDI, or whether it's a laptop, whatever you choose right now. You can have a secure access to ISOP because we have done the integration with all of them in a seamless manner. So example, the BFSI would be requiring all this to be done. Maybe a manufacturing or pharma may not, they want only device level. So pharma is also having enterprise customers. They also have enterprise large use case, but they may not want on a local LAN. They may want the more security on the tab and the mobile devices. So it's enterprise customers have a use case, different ones. So different verticals, industries will choose to deploy whatever they feel that they would need for their purpose right now. But we are quite capable enough. We can demonstrate, we can deploy all those things today for us, our customers, which are there for enterprise segment.
Okay. Okay. So I'll take an extension of the second part you mentioned about the integration. So a couple of issues here. See, enterprises and increasingly maybe even the SMBs you have talked about, they are using a lot of enterprise applications there.
Mhm.
And some of the collaboration works related solutions, they might be using certain other or certain functions or applications might be using some other vendor apps. So how your solution will integrate in that with the other enterprise application, that is one part. And second, You mentioned that most of the solutions are available from a public cloud. So, is it only a SaaS-based model, or do you have on-prem software solutions available also?
Okay, I will take these shorter question first to answer right now on the on-prem part. So we have the on-prem model as well, but 97, 98% of our revenue is coming from cloud now, and I don't see a customer going for on-prem at all. It's been almost 2019. Uh, I think 18 it started. 18 was the year for transition because that's where we saw the percentage of revenue change, custom moving to cloud in a big manner. So 18 onwards, I think 18 19 was still like a ratio of, I would say, 70 30 60 40. But come pandemic, come this 2020, is almost cloud now. Nobody wants to have this because it's so mission critical right now. It's so mission critical to have your email collaboration platform run, that why would you want to host internally and try to build the whole infrastructure to run 24/7? Like, it doesn't make sense right now. So we do not see a market right now for on-prem. Yes, for in some markets, like example Middle East, we see people asking for on-prem today also because of the data security. So a lot of governments today still who have exchange on the on premises right now, and they would want to evaluate where do they move right now, where do they go right now. So I think they still want to move to on-prem, but when they see that ISOP is present in the country, ISOP is giving them the data sovereignty in the country itself, and ISOP also allows you a direct express route via MPLS, via lease line, via cross connect to ISOP cloud also. So for customers, this becomes a very big advantage right now. So it's like a for them it's like a extended LAN which they have right now, which is hosted somewhere outside, and they have a data security happening in the highest manner right now, highest possible manner right now. So that's the point of, I would say. So cloud is by defect to the thing, and that's the reason we are investing a lot. We're investing every possible manner to ensure the user experience is better for our customers in each country we go right now. And that's the reason I said that we have almost like five of them in India right now, which is spread geographically right now for us to service customers. So that's the on-prem answer to you right now. When it comes to applications, there are two different parts to it right now. One is the custom application which customer runs, which they have purchased from themselves, like enterprise applications like HR, ERP, CRM, whatever they have bought from any vendor they have bought right now. And second, applications which are very specific to email collaboration. So example, a customer may have Outlook right now. He may have Outlook for email to be wanting to use, or wanting to look for option. So they move to ISOP, and for desktop level, what they do right now, because ISOP also has a web client. So for applications which are for email specific, we have our own apps. So we give you a desktop app for email, which is as good and seamless for Outlook. Examples, you can replace completely Outlook and use to our desktop app. We give you a complete experience over there. So we also give you an experience to use your apps for your chat collaboration on a mobile. So you have a mobile apps, you have desktop apps which you can use for email one. When it comes to integration part now for the custom apps right now, so we have our APIs, strong APIs, which are all, if you go to the isop.com website, you'll see a big section for APIs, which are public APIs for people to go and access the APIs. So either customer choose to pick up the APIs and go ahead for integration, or they come to us and they ask us for partners, and we can recommend the good partners who can help them to go beyond integration. So giving you an example of a tight integration, a very strong use case. Many enterprise customers, they have large workforce on ground. So typically, this workforce also has targets which are daily targets, or weekly target, or targets which are monthly target right now. So so a customer told us example, like, we hire and fire around 500 people a month. So from a workforce of 22,000, 500 sounds nothing. Okay. But 500 in a month sounds crazy, because, hardly you onboard and then you have to deboard people. Like, it's a crazy thing. But so the requirement was what? It's a tedious task to go and first of all block the email IDs. right? Do the exercise of deactivating the accounts and data migration, all this thing right now, and which they said is still easy because there's a button to just deactivate. But the challenge was to get the new ones automated, done faster. So, example, if I join the company today morning, I should have an email ID, right? If HR is hiring me today morning, I should have the email ID right now. Now, 500 people, example, on daily basis, maybe 50, 40 people must be getting hired or fired or whatever, like example. So they asked us, can you help us to automate the entire process with our HR application right now? So we never did that before. And we took the opportunity to go ahead and understand the requirement. We got our partners involved with us today. And we have a fantastic today an application built around ISWAP to be offered to the similar customers of the same vertical, to be offered. And it really helped because when we approach the customers on the same vertical, the customers liked the idea and they had a similar pain point also as well. Like, even they had around 6,000 employees or 5,000 employees or 10,000 employees, but they have similar pain points to be there. And why not to have a tool which can make the whole thing seamless? So, example, so this kind of applications, integrations with CRM, with HR, it's a quite common thing for us. For stockbrokers, example, we do a lot work to do this integration with them because they have to ensure the SEBI guidelines are being met. So they have to ensure the contracts are sent out on timely basis. Example. So there are many use cases which we came across, and we said, why not look at this and help our customers to do that part. That's what I would like to say.
Great. Yeah, that was what I was looking for. Now, coming specifically to India, obviously you mentioned and the way the collaboration solutions that will be applicable across industries. But specifically, if we look at India's case, what will be your three, four of the top verticals where you get maximum traction, and very briefly, what sort of use cases are for these verticals?
Um, I think India is a unique market, a very unique market for everybody, not for us, but everybody. And if I happen to tell you that ITES is the one of the top verticals we have. It throws surprises to a lot of people that why ITES is a very small market, but BPO, KPO, it's a large market. There are companies who have a huge workforce today to work for them. India is a hub for that. By the way,
So
so
large workforce where there is a lot of churning happening.
right, a lot of workforce churning happening. Employees not in one geography, multiple geographies within India and across the globe. So there are companies. We have customers who have their spread pan India example, because of the BCP requirement, they need to ensure they have multiple locations to be having these services. Plus, the few of our customers also have geographical distribution also, like they are spread world over right now. So ITES, I think, is a great, I think, vertical for us. Then we have pharma. Today we are having almost large market share of pharma companies in India. I think the top 18 companies, are with us with ISOP right now. That's what we look at pharma right now. So manufacturing, I would say pharma also is manufacturing, but I'm trying to remove manufacturing is big way for us. And of course, yes, nobody can neglect the BFSI. So I would say BFSI, manufacturing, pharma, IT, ITES is four strong verticals which has contributed a lot to us in growth, acquisitions of customers, because the value is seen easily over there. The value is seen very, very easily. Uh, Today, when ISOP approaches a customer today right now, the use case is, are you using what you pay for? And sometimes customers believe that, are you so arrogant to ask this? And we say we are not arrogant. We're trying to figure out, because we work in a global market, and we realize that customers end up paying for services which they may have envisaged that they may use it for, and they may have enabled all the employees, but over the period of time they realize that it's not working, it's not required. But then they do not have an option, they do not have an alternative right now. So giving you a classic example, uh, let's take a company in manufacturing, right? Okay, they would enable their employees to have, let's take a Microsoft uh, E5 or E3 plan or E1 plan example, right? Which is quite expensive. It's not so cheap. It's quite expensive. So it has all the services which is there right now. Team. So you have Teams, you have Yammer, you have email, you have Docs, the MS Office, and everything goes right now. And some employees would have example, let's take E5 also, E3, E5 also, because they have mobile, they need a mobile device to be controlled and data security be there right now. So the use case is very simple. Now, any organizations we go and we have done this research, and today has been almost, we know it very well right now. Every company has a power user concept and a non-power user concept. So non-power doesn't mean that it's not that employee is not valuable. It is a valuable employee, but non-power means these employees set, they do not depend on purely on email collaboration platform to deliver their job. So they may have a CRM, they may have an ERP application, they may have a HR applications. So these people, they keep working on this applications on a whole 8 hours or 10 hours. That is their job, to work on that right now. So email becomes the second factor second app, not the primary app. That's not the primary app for them right now. It's a secondary app for them right now. So when it's a secondary app, it means that all they will do is open it, pop it, to send a mail or receive a mail. If an inquiry comes or somebody sends a mail or a corporate email comes over right now. So their primary dependency on it, or to deliver their services, are not the email collab. It is just the business applications which our customers would buy and deploy and give them, like a warehouse or like a factory or like a float shop. But all these people, they need to enable with the email services, and collab services right now. So that's one set of user. Second set of user, which is the power user. The power users are actually not working on the business applications full time. They are on the go. They are on the travel. They are on the road. They're like traveling. So they are highly dependent on the mobile. They are on or iPad or a tab, and their dependency is only on the communication. They're responsible to communicate. They're responsible to respond back quickly, and their major work is happening on the email collaboration only. They need to meet. They need to connect with people. They need to they need to send out kind of invites. There's a lot of, so the dependency. So that becomes the primary app for them, right? And the secondary app becomes the ERP, CRM, because they would just want to have MIS, just see an MIS right now, but they will not work on that right now. So that is power users, and every company has around 15% on the highest as a power user with them, and 85% or 80% would be non-power users, But when our customers would have gone ahead to choose, let's say Google or Microsoft, that time they would have thought, okay, why not enable everybody with the best services? But they aren't been used. So you pay so much money for that right now. Why do you want to pay that right now? So why don't you do hybrid? So we are today the leaders in the Indian market right now also in terms of hybrid. So we are doing hybrid email collab platform services for many enterprise customers. So today example, you may have a domain name. Let's take, apacdialog.com or apacnetwork.com. Example is your domain name. And that domain name may have two email services running same time parallelly without having any issues. So example, and what happens over here, let's take your primary email service can be Microsoft example right now, where you may have power users kept over there with a 500 example. And you may, so suppose you have employees of 5,000, let's take 5,000 people. So 500 or 700 people will be on Microsoft, and the balance 4,200 or 4,300 people will be on iSwap, right? But the domain name is same. You do not lose your brand identity. You do not lose your brand at all completely. Everybody is on the same domain name completely. So this is a concept of split routing, which happens over right now. So what happens over here? Enterprise customers, they want that if we do this, we do not want to lose on security. So what is security? They would do not want to lose that. The ISOP employee should come just like that. They should ensure that either they will come by SIML, the same way they were coming before, or they will use the Active Directory of Microsoft to connect over there. So the security angle they do not want to miss out. When we say yes, don't worry, the access to the ISO services would happen through the same secure channel. They are surprised, they're thrilled, and they like it. They like the whole concept very, very well right now. That's the first thing, which is the example. So security part is taken care very well. Second thing is that when they look at the ISO web client, they themselves believe that the users who are non-power users would not at all lose on the user experience at all. They will not lose on the user experience. They have a better experience. They in fact comment that your web client is giving a better experience right now to us, to our customer users right now. Example, it's light, it's very light, it loads very fast because you're in India. It's very good for us right now. Example. So when they look at the applications, when they find the user experience is not getting compromised, the security is done. Then also they have a question like, can we have an operation working over the example? Can a Microsoft Teams be invite sent to the eyes of people that they can invite? They can attend a meeting. We said yes, why not? It's a meeting invite ultimately, right? Anybody can join over right now. So when they find this is making sense, it makes sense. And all this, the topping of the cherry is that a TCO going down by 40%, minimum 40%, is because we give options to customers to choose from our large variety of plans we have. So we may have a plan of even a 1 GB mailbox. Believe me, in India, still 1 gig mailbox sells. So 1 gig, 5 gig, 10 gig, 30 gig, 50 gigs. Because of this, people believe, why should I give my floor shop managers 30 GB? Why should I take 30 GB? 5 GB is good enough right now, example, right? So when they look, so all this mix and match of the plans brings down the cost drastically. The user experience is not compromised. Security is maintained. They're happy. This is a quite good use case for all of our customers we approach right now.
Getting so very interesting about this split workspace and also these flexible plans that you are mentioning. So depending on these flexible plans, you talked about the partners also earlier. So what sort of go to market you follow? What are the go to market initiatives and plans you work? The way you sell these flexible plans?
So primarily, ISOP is a OEM. So we are a partner-driven company worldwide. So we work with distributors, partners across the world. India is no different. We have a partner base with us who supports us on the enabling customers, customer acquisitions. So we have route of partners. So we have named accounts where we work with customers ourselves because these large enterprises or the large corporates, they would want the OEM to come to talk to them, to service them. Uh, More than that, what they want is the solution architecture done by us. They want the SLA signed with us because no matter what they feel secure, much secure with us. But yes, the partners help us to do the legwork of migration services, all the other adaptation part of the last leg over there. So we have a fair amount partner network spread in India right now, which go to customers, and we support them right now.
Got it. So finally, I would like to ask again more India specific. If you look ahead for the next 5 to 6 quarters, what are going to be the key focus areas? That can be in addition of new features, new expansion, newer solutions, whatever. But what are going to be those key focus areas for you over the next 5 6 quarters?
I think now we are expanding into multiple areas. First is focus is to expand and invest more into data centers in India. So we are able to give better experience. Like example, we would want our data centers to be in South. We want to go ahead in South, which is it's already happening in the process. We will announce very soon. We have plans to have in Delhi, Noida. Now, Noida is becoming a hub for data centers. We have some news coming up over there. So we're looking at those expansions happening over there. So give better experience, better user experience to customers over there. That's one area we're thinking. More, I think I think I'm personally, and we are all excited and waiting for our EPOS version. That's a new, it's coined as EPOS. So EPOS is a new version completely of ISOP. You know how we call it automotive industry. Is it, are the cars having the just a complete new version of the car is coming up, or just like some kind of makeshift is happening. So we, for us, it's a new version completely coming up. New concept of ISOP is getting rolled out. I think after 2.5 years or 3 years effort of the company, though in the 3 years we gave many small versions out to the market, but this is going to be completely unleashing the new version of ISOP, new way of working. So that is something quite excited we are, and we want to take that to market, uh, strongly to market, because we believe that will help our customers a lot to add value. So that is something we want, and I think India is still a big market which we haven't uh, done a large amount of work on in terms of penetration. So we would like to, though we have large customers, many customers, but yes, the work has to be hard enough to get partners on board, get more customers acquired with us, and spread the value messaging to our customers, and they can save money, plus they can benefit from our services. I think there's something key focus what we'll be having right now.